It's the fifth home game here at FMG Stadium, and tonight the Manawatu Turbos take on Auckland in the midst of a torrential storm. Auckland play a territory game and kick a lot, so we're putting the Manawatu defence under a lot of pressure. Francis Bryant fills in as captain as injury still disrupts the line-out, but after last home game's stellar win, the Turbos will be keen to secure another victory in front of home fans. Let's see how they go.
Auckland have a really good defence and really high possession rates. Do you think the Turbos will be able to adapt to that tonight?
I don't know that it's a matter of adapting. Are they good enough? And that's the question. They play very well at home.
So what do you think?
Oh, I think you've got to favour Auckland, but we're ever hopeful.
Tonight's conditions are pretty poor, sort of a dead ringer for last week's conditions as well. Do you think this will help the Manawatu Turbos?
I don't think it'll help or not help them. It'll if they're fired and really just do that like they did to Wellington, they'll do well. Yeah.
Tonight's conditions are pretty poor, but like last week, how do you think the Turbos are going to adapt tonight?
I think the conditions look pretty good actually. Perfect turbo weather. Be interesting to see how the Aucklanders go.
And how do you think Francis Bryant's going to do tonight as captain?
I think he'll do all right. The boys have been going pretty good at home, so looking forward to a big one.
How do you think Francis Bryant's going to do tonight as captain?
Well, he had a big game against Wellington. It'd be great if he could do it again, but it's a pretty big ask. As you say, Auckland defence is pretty good, and Brian is a good footballer, but as I say, it's a big ask.
What made you change your mind about the forward lineup?
From last week, you mean?
Yes.
We'd had a couple of guys. We had 2 short weeks, so we rested a couple. We got obviously 3 guys back from injury, and so that was the makeup of the side, really. I mean, we felt that was our best pack that we could put on, considering the injuries we got.
Auckland had 13 handling errors, Turbos only had 4. Had you prepared with the forecast in mind?
Yeah, we had, and to be honest, first half, when it was wet, it was probably easier to play without the ball, so we planned to kick a fair bit. So, I mean, unfortunately, we didn't turn a lot of that pressure on the points, but second half it didn't rain, and but we still tended to kick a lot of possession away, and battled in some key areas. Our scrums and lineouts couldn't get it going, so we couldn't sort of exert any pressure, and from there we pretty much played without the ball.
Lineouts are usually a strength. How did Auckland manage to disrupt this?
Yeah, they did it pretty well, didn't they? Our set pieces have been really good, and I guess, like I say, struggled to get anything going second half because they were able to shut down our line out and disrupt our scrum ball. So I guess we'll have a look at the tape, but I mean they got some very good players, some good athletes, and so they got up pretty quickly, and a slippery ball made it a bit difficult, I guess.
And what will you be working on for next week?
Oh God, well, I mean the last 15 minutes was pretty disappointing. The last 6 minutes they scored 3 tries, so. I think we defended reasonably well for big chunks of the game, but we've got to get a lot lower, and we just gave them easy yardage around the fringe. Obviously our set piece, we need to tie things up, and we need to be willing to hang on to the pill and sort of try and put a bit of pressure on the opposition. And I say we're willing just to kick it away second half and hope, and you can't do that against a side like Auckland.
Not many opportunities tonight?
Oh no, we had a few actually, but we just didn't put them together. Like we got down in their half quite a bit, but we just lost the ball all the time, and so we put a lot of pressure back on ourselves. Yeah.
How did you adjust your game plan to suit the conditions?
We wanted to obviously kick it down their territory, so we didn't want to really play anything in our 60, and then and sort of work on it there. But we got down their end, like I said, and then we just missed our lineouts and missed opportunities really. Yeah.
Discipline at breakdown was an issue. Do you think that the wet ground underfoot contributed?
Oh, it did. If you're referring to the scrum, that definitely did, because the boys were collapsing quite a bit, so yeah, that definitely did.
What was going on in the front row with a high number of penalties?
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. It's the same thing as the the loose of the foot, and the boys was going down like that. So, but also something about the boring in from the side. So I think the ref picked up on that quite a bit.
With 6-0 at half time, what changed in the second half?
I think it was more our mistakes, and then they got a roll on, so they'd kick right down into our corners, and then they'd get the ball and get a good roll on, and then we couldn't really stop it. So I think that was the difference.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.